Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, of course, of all the release of the heroes units, from new units to easy A's to Dokkan Awakenings. It's time to try some of them out against the hardest enemy in the game, which of course is Red Zone Fusion Zamasu, and we're starting with the big boy. It is indeed Limit Breaker SSJ4 VEGITO, and what a rotation to start with. What a rotation to start with. Couldn't have been any better. Now, he's getting there in terms of link level 10s, and of course we do have his entrance animation, which I've been spouting for like weeks. That having the 30% crit chance, 30% damage reduction for 6 turns upon his entry is perfect for how short Zamasu is. So we have a ton of damage reduction right now. I generally do not believe he needs an item in the first turn. Like, he actually just doesn't need it. I really do believe that. You know, 264k defense, along with easy SSJ4 VEGITO's support as well. With all that damage reduction, I don't think he needs an item. The only reason why I'm going to use one is purely for everyone else. Purely for everyone else. So while we kind of get everyone else going, you know, again, maintaining as much HP as possible before we get into the final phase, we're going to start with a Whis and hopefully save one going into the final one. And of course, we're starting off with double digits on the normal and the group, or the AoE. I probably actually just didn't need to use that. This also isn't going to do anything. We basically have like 100% damage reduction right now. Yeah. Like, honestly, like with 30% from the entrance animation, the 40% from, no, the 30%, sorry, from a Giant 8 power or crossover category character in the turn, we literally have like full damage reduction. And because of his built-in additionals and his like 70% chance to crit along with the dupes we have are shredding Zamasu's health bar. We have done some big damage in literally one turn alone. Easy SSJ4 VEGITO's got in there as well with a type advantage, but Limit Breaker VEGITO is going to melt this man's health bar. Sorry, God. But you're not going to look very godlike right now. I'm going to tell you that for free. Oh, the group attacks in slot 2. Perfect. Again, we're taking no damage. No damage this turn. Again, we might not do as much damage with the friend one, but the friend one's rainbowed. So, I mean, the damage against Zamasu is going to be massive. So the amount of time we actually going to spend on this first phase, which caps out so many units, isn't really going to be a problem. Because Limit Breaker VEGITO is absolutely melting Zamasu's health bar. Like, this is literal ice cream on a summer day. That shit is melted. Double? No double? Okay, that's fine. We're still going to take no damage. Yeah, no damage. Like, look at this. Literally, next turn, if the additionals pop the way they've been popping, along with Limit Breaker VEGITO's crits, next turn will most likely be the last turn we have in this phase, which means turn 4, we're already into the final phase. Again, this will do next to nothing. Yep. Right, Janemba's here as well. I actually, do you know what? I could use the active skill and just completely skip this. I'm actually curious. This is also another good thing. The fact you can get his active skill on turn 3 with a crossover category character in the same turn. It means, depending on the rotation, let's just say, for example, like, Janemba's only just appeared. He hasn't started building himself up. He does have guard, but he hasn't started building himself up. It's not a great rotation because he doesn't really link. I mean, if we do that, he does. You know, he's only just appeared, has type disadvantage. I can literally be like, we could potentially skip the turn if I just pop this. I want to see how much damage he actually does. Can we do enough to just completely skip this turn with the active skill and just go on to the next phase? Will he do enough? Will he actually do enough? No, he's close though. Like, close. I mean, we may take a little bit of damage here because, again, Janemba's only just appeared, but he does have guard. So I'm actually going to see how much we're taking with no item. No item super attack, and we haven't super attacked either. Just pure damage reduction. How much? 54 damage with no item on a super from Zamasu. Do you know what? Limit Breaker SSJ4 VEGITO actually has to be one of, if not the best unit in the game. He's not even a Dokkan Fest. He's not even, you can't say he's the best Dokkan Fest in the game because Heroes units aren't Dokkan Fests. But he is up there as one of the best units in the game. My guy has just tanked one of the hardest enemies in the entire game currently on a super before he's even got the extra, what, 150% attack and defense he gets on super. Before he's got that little bit extra defense he gets, he just tanked one of the hardest enemy super attacks in the game for niche, for absolutely nothing. What am I seeing? He's just honestly insane. Insane how good he is. Right, we can get some damage on this one as well. Again, he's not as well linked up, of course, with the SSJ4 VEGITO, but still 7 mil crit. I'll take that. Honestly, he's actually ridiculous. Yeah, for now, we'll pop this. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted, which was save a Whis going into this phase, because Rose hasn't even, like, transformed yet. So just to be on the safe side, I will have a Whis active. Vegito's going to be fine. I mean, we've seen that already. But damn, double digits, no item. Hadn't even super attacked yet. Like, does he get the most amount of defense after he super attacks? No, but he does get extra. Look at it, look at the damage. This is what I mean. This is why his entrance animation is perfect for how short Zamasu is in terms of content. So not only is he tanking like the hardest enemy in the game right now for nothing or next to nothing with no items, by the way, he's also cleaning house with how much damage he can do against one of the hardest enemies in the game, which eliminates some of that risk because of how fast he's just shredding Zamasu's health bar. Especially in the beginning where you want to get out of that AoE phase quickly. I mean, 124k with Rose, with Guard and a Whis. That's also pretty good as well. Like, that's actually pretty good as well. I can't lie, these hero units this year are cooking. They are cooking. You might have to call them the Rock. Because can you smell what these units are cooking? Can you smell what Limit Breaker SSJ4 VEGITO is cooking right now? Can you smell the seasoning? We're cooking with fire right now. The marinations. Alright, we're on turn 5. Where was the crit on the first attack? That was actually really unlucky. That's like one of the only times I've not seen VEGITO crit. Because it's on turn 6. We're currently on turn 5. Alright, this turn wasn't great. I can't lie. This time was a little bit dead. Like, he done 2, I think, what? 1 super attack? And he didn't crit on it either. Maybe 2. Limit Breaker VEGITO always crits. That was actually really unfortunate that we didn't crit on one of those attacks. Like, that just doesn't happen. But Dokkan cooked with the Heroes units this year. From new units to Easy A's to the Dokkan Awakenings, they done bits. Absolute bits. Like, VEGITO has generally made the hardest enemy in the game right now look like a pushover. It's honestly made Zamasu like look like a bit of a pushover, I'm not gonna lie. Generally made him look like a pushover. A little bit of damage in slot 1, but again, that's without the extra defense. Oh, this one's got some dodge. He's got some dodge, okay. Coming out right now. But even then, in the grand scheme of things, right, without the extra bit of defense he has, with no item, because the Whis is worn off, with the extra amount of defense he has, took double digits on the normals. Let's not forget, Zamasu's doing what, 750k on normals? So for him to tank what, 50 to 80k on a normal without the extra bit of defense, that's still very good. Like, very good. Now, we may actually die because our health is fairly low, mainly because of Janemba there, but it is what it is. I think VEGITO's done what he's had to do. We just took a turn there, but we're on turn 7. We got to turn 7, right? We got to turn 7. We got unfortunate with the turn, like 2 turns ago, where we hit next to no additionals. We hit 1 crit. So if we had actually done the type of damage Vegito was doing, we actually probably would have beat Zamasu, no problem there. But pre-super, without that extra damage reduction from the entrance animation, he can take some damage. So let's just say Limit Breaker Vegito is generally one of the best units in the game. Remember, he's not invincible. But yeah, 100%, if we actually hit all the additional supers we were hitting along with the crits, the turn prior to... No, 2 turns before we just died, yeah, we probably would have beat Rose. Not Rose, sorry, Zamasu. And also, there's a few units that have guard and damage reduction that can go in slot 1 as well, who I didn't bring, like Dark Mask King. Oh no. Dark Mask King? Yeah, Dark Mask King. Always get them confused. But he done really well. Said he does a ton of damage, tanks really well. Doesn't really need items until you do lose the entrance animation, which, again, I think still suits Zamasu very well with how short the content is. I think if I had saved the active skills rather than see if I could skip the turn, because we actually didn't need to use the active skill in the beginning. If I used the active skill and saved it for when we got into the final phase, again, we probably would have beat Zamasu and we wouldn't have even got past, you know, Vegito losing his entrance animation. And also if I saved the Whis. So if I just done things a little bit differently to just, like, not test things out for the sake of the video, we generally would have beat that. And we wouldn't have lost the entrance animation. But he is insanely good. And has probably been one of the easiest units I've used against Zamasu so far. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I want to be testing out a ton of the new heroes units against Zamasu. Just been very busy in terms of being able to do it. Of course, the Androids EZA comes out tomorrow as well. I'll be trying them out, seeing how they do. But let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great rest of your day. And peace.